less than a year since the Michigan Wolverines played in Yost Ice Arena, but it has felt like more than a lifetime. You are tuned in to WCBN Sports here on YouTube. I am Jonas Tomkin. Alongside me is Zach Warshaw, bringing you live coverage as the Michigan Wolverines host the Minnesota State Mavericks to open up their season play here of the 2024-2025 season. The Michigan Wolverines have made 3 straight Frozen Four appearances and look to continue their strong play from last season into this season. The Minnesota State Mavericks went to the CCHA semifinals last year, but then lost to Michigan Tech, as they are back in the state of Michigan to open up their season as well. Zach, the Minnesota State Mavericks, obviously coming in as big underdogs tonight against the Wolverines. What do they have to do tonight to play up to the Wolverines level?
All right, so first of all, Jonas, it's a pleasure to be here. Second, the Minnesota State Mavericks obviously are better. Michigan is ranked number 7. Minnesota State is unranked. However, Minnesota State is not an opponent to totally disregard or write off. Minnesota State's a very good team from Minnesota. They're historically and now still have a very good defensive front. Michigan might lack it. What Minnesota State lacks in offense, they make up for in defense. Like their guy Luke Ashton, who's already been drafted by Columbus, 6'6", 240. That's a big boy back there on defense. So Michigan's going to have to find a way to get around their Berlin wall defensive front, while Minnesota State is going to have to find a way to get the offensive going against just an incredibly powerful Michigan.
Yeah, thanks, Zach. And obviously Michigan, the heavy favorites here tonight in Ann Arbor. Last year, Michigan had the most efficient power play unit in the nation, converting 33.6% of all their power plays. They were also 3rd in the nation in offense, in scoring. But with that, the Michigan Wolverines lost 5 of their 6 top goal scorers from last season. So they're going to look to some of their other players to make up for that this season. Zach, are you worried about Michigan's offense this season, or do you think they have it covered?
No, I'm really not, and that's not from a biased perspective. Michigan hockey is becoming the Alabama of college hockey. I mean, look, we still have 8 guys that are already been drafted. We have a freshman in Michael Hayes, who was drafted 21st overall by the Canadians this draft, and he hasn't played a second of college hockey. He's been tearing it up in the Chicago Seal of the USHL. I think it's just a revolving door of offensive talent that Michigan has. Some guys might have left, but they're bringing in just as equally talented guys. People come here hungry to play, hungry to prove themselves, and prepare themselves for the NHL. So I don't think Michigan is going to have a problem offensively whatsoever. They're going to pick up right where they left off.
I completely agree, and we're going to get ready here for face-off, and Draper is going to pass it back to Duke, who's going to pass it, and the Wolverines are going to take it upfield and pass it. And it's going to come back around as the Mavericks take over possession. They're going to try and take it into the Wolverines' defensive zone, but unable to. It's going to end up with Marcus Stappa, who's going to play it over into the zone, into the Mavericks zone. And here come the Mavericks up the field, up the ice, excuse me, and it's going to end up with the Wolverines goalie Stein, who plays it out to the captain Truscott, plays it in the middle, Hughes, and it's going to get taken close to the point. The Mavericks have the puck close to the hash, but it's going to get taken back by Michigan, and Moldenhauer is going to try to take it up the ice, but he's going to get hit against this right side of the wall here, as the puck is going to stay in the defensive zone of the Mavericks, and they're going to take it up to the ice into the Michigan zone, but a nice takeaway there from Hughes from Michigan. He's going to play it out to Moldenhauer. They're taking in the house, a one-on-one, and a great save there from Alex Tracy, the Mavericks goaltender, as the Wolverines are going to take the first shot of the game. Looks like it was Whitelaw there on the shot.
That was a great setup by TJ Hughes. They just couldn't capitalize on it.
And here come the Mavericks, who try to take it into Michigan's zone. It's going to end up back in the neutral zone with Wheeler. And looks like we're going to have a penalty here as Shifsky and Wheeler went hard at each other on this right side of the wall.
Yeah, Garrett Shifsky laid the body on him super hard. Doesn't look like they're going to call a penalty there, just a stoppage in play, but Wheeler was definitely a little shaken getting up from that. He's going to have to get his head back in.
It's going to be Hage and Moravec on the face-off. It's going to end up with Michigan. Here's Haiti in the defensive zone. He's going to play it out to Fantilli. Plays it. It's going to end up back with the Mavericks here in their defensive zone. They're going to play it up to Carabas, who tries to take it towards the Michigan hash marks, but unable to. The puck is going to end up behind Michigan's net, excuse me. And there's going to be a fight for the puck along this right side, and it's going to end up back in the neutral zone as the Mavericks are going to take it back to their own net.
As they regroup here, Hunter Haiti, the freshman from Rochester, Minnesota, you can already tell his defensive presence is a factor. I mean, he's 6'4". He just looks like a tower back there, and Minnesota State's having trouble getting around him at the start.
Definitely. And Michigan's going to take the puck here and try and play it into the Mavericks zone. Here's Tracy on the puck, who's going to play it out to Ralph Bergmansis, excuse me. And the Wolverines are going to end up with the puck behind their own net here. Tyler Duke's going to hold up play, but there goes LaPointe taking it up the ice, but it's going to end up with Tracy at the Mavericks net. Here come the Mavericks taking it into the neutral zone. It's Isley. He's going to play it, and Stein tries to take control of it, unable to. And it's going to end up with Estapa, who plays it towards the middle. A nice job as Hennessy takes it through the neutral zone. He's going to play it out, and a slap shot, a double shot, and it's going to end up being covered by Tracy.
Oh, we got a brawl going on.
Looks like a couple Mavericks and Wolverines are already getting into it, but a very exciting game so far and aggressive. Wolverines coming out strong, already 3 shots on net. And looks like we're going to have a face-off in the circle in this Mavericks defensive zone, but a good job there by Michigan of taking the puck into the zone.
That was a great job. And just to point out, Alex Tracy, the Minnesota State goalie, at 5'11", he's a little undersized for a goalie, so you're going to see the Minnesota State defensemen be a little overprotective of him as you saw them there. They don't want anyone getting in that crease.
Here's Hughes on the puck. He's going to play it towards the net. It's going to get blocked by a couple defenders, and we're going to have a whistle here on the ice.
We're going to call a hand pass here on Minnesota State, so just another face-off in the zone.
Sounds good. Yeah, the Wolverines coming out strong here in this first period, and it's going to be a face-off here with Hughes, and Wolverines are going to end up with the puck just inside the defensive zone of the Mavericks, just able to keep it out of the neutral zone. It's going to be a fight for the puck along this left side. It's going to end up with Moldenhauer, who's going to play it out to Lowell. Does a nice little spin move to take it along the right side towards the hash. He's going to try and get the ball towards the crease, unable to. It's going to end up with the Mavericks. And here comes Benzini up towards the ice. He's going to play at the hash, and the shot is blocked by Stein. And a nice save there by Stein as the puck goes out of play, and we're going to have a slight stoppage of play here.
Great 2-on-1 chance for Minnesota State. It looked like it hit off Stein's shoulder and then just off the post and went out of play. But as I said, Minnesota State has to get around the fact that their offense isn't that powerful, and they're already doing that. Their defense is making great plays, passing it up to their speedy forwards who are just going around the Michigan defense to see if they can keep it up.
Nice job there from Benincasa. And it's going to be a face-off in the Michigan defensive zone. And it's going to be Truscott trying to block the puck as he's got 2 Mavericks surrounding him. It's going to end up here with Page, who tries to play it out to Shifsky, who's going to collide with Bergmansis, and it's going to end up with Stein at the net, and we're going to have another whistle here.
It looked like Bergmanis from Minnesota State was looking for a trip there, although they looked like they just collided and he fell down.
Yeah.
They actually are going to get a penalty on them. They're going to call it hooking. So Michigan's going to go to the penalty kill.
Yeah, so an early opportunity here for the Mavericks as they have the 5-on-4 power play. Obviously, Michigan great at attacking on the power play. We'll see how they fare out defending against the Mavericks here. With just over 15 minutes to go in this first period. And we'll have the face-off here. And the Wolverines are going to end up with the puck. Duke is going to chuck it up the ice towards Alex Tracy, the Maverick goaltender. And the Mavericks are going to take it up the ice. They take it past the neutral zone. Here's Bolson, who tries to play towards the middle, but it's going to end up back in the neutral zone. Here comes Draper for Michigan, trying to take the puck off the Maverick defender.
It looks like Michigan's got an interesting setup here. They're actually running 3 defensemen for this penalty kill, so their motto is clear. They're not trying to get a shorthanded goal here. They just want to dump the puck and kill this last minute and a half remaining.
Yeah, the Wolverines just trying to get out of this 2-minute power play for the Mavericks, and they're going to come up the field, the ice with Hallam, who's on his own in the Mavericks defensive zone. He's going to fight for the puck, but it's going to end up with Tracy behind the net. And here's Isley on the puck, standing behind the Maverick net. He's going to lay it off to Jordan Power, alternate captain. And here comes Grohl on the left side. He's going to play it in towards Karabas, and looks like it knocked off of him right in the Michigan crease. And a couple of good opportunities here for the Mavericks, but here come Michigan towards the hash mark. And a great effort there from Philip Lapointe, trying to take it into the crease, but some nice defending there from the Mavericks.
Philip Lapointe was totally hooked on that play as well. They're going to call it incidental contact, so they're not going to be a penalty, but he was definitely being held back there. Yeah,
the Mavericks playing very aggressive to start here, which they have to do against a strong Michigan team. And the puck is going to end up, a bit of a miscommunication. The puck ended up at the crease, at Michigan's crease, with Karabas of the Mavericks, but again, not able to pounce on that opportunity as Michigan is back to full strength here, and they get out. They do not give up points during the power play, and it's going to be, the puck's going to be with Duke behind the net. Here's Whitelaw. He's going to take it into the neutral zone. Takes it into the defensive zone of the Mavericks, cuts behind the net, and a nice little jab there from Tracy to get the puck out of the Wolverine possession. And here come the Mavericks with Olsen up the ice, and he's going to try and backhand it across the net, and then a huge hit on Holson from Tim Lovell. And here come Michigan up the ice. They're going to play it across, but a nice interception there from Brett Moravec.
This is college hockey, Jonas. These guys are laying the body left and right.
Yeah, here comes Karabas up the ice, and he's surrounded by Lovell and Moldenhauer, and he's going to get rid of the puck. The slap shot from the point is going to get deflected by Logan Stein. And here comes Whitelaw in the neutral zone. Moldenhauer trying to handle the puck, unable to, and it's going to end up back with the Mavericks behind their own net. But they're going to play it up, and here's Moulin, who plays it to Hallam, on this left side, to Fantilli. The shot.
Oh, what a shot.
Good save there from Alex Tracy.
Fantilli just has a rocket shot. You know that hurts the goalie a little bit to take that right in the chest. But I have to say, with 12:18 left in this first period, this is the most evenly matched game that could possibly be going on. Like, time of possession is 50-50. Both teams are playing their top game, obviously coming out for opening night of the season. Minnesota State's keeping up, and Michigan's trying to power past them.
Yeah. Here's Hage and Benincasa on the face-off. It's going to end up with the Wolverines. Here's Duke on the point. It's going to come back into the neutral zone for Michigan. Here's Duke he's going to play it back to Edwards, who's going to take it into the Mavericks defensive zone. Halem's going to lose the puck, though, unfortunately, as the Mavericks are going to play it into the neutral zone. Here's Duke. It's going to come out to Shifsky on this left wing, who's going to cut back, and he finds Hage. He's going to play it across the ice, and Not going to find anyone. Here's Lovell on the edge of the neutral zone here for Michigan, looking for someone. He's going to play it across, and no one's going to get on the other end of it, but it's going to end up with Shifsky, who's going to take the wrist shot, and it's going to end up back with Lovell at the point. And a little miscommunication there as Bellini's going to try and keep the puck here for the Mavericks. And here comes Pitlick. The Mavericks, the wrist shot from Benny Casa is going to be a little bit tame and end up in the midst of Logan Stein.
Again, incredible offensive power by Michigan's being shown. You saw Garrett Shifsky, even covering at the defensive blue line, was able to get a rocket shot off there, just couldn't get it past Alex Tracy. And Minnesota State speeds down the ice and gets a shot of their own. Very even matchup we got going on here.
And the slap shot is going to get deflected. Here's Werner with Michigan. He's going to play it to LaPointe in the neutral zone, and the puck's going to come around the board here and end up with the Mavericks. But good job from Humphreys there to take it away, as Wilson for the Mavericks has it in the neutral zone. Isley takes it into Michigan's defensive zone. There's Grohl, but the puck's going to end up back with Michigan and Humphreys, who takes it into the neutral zone, plays it out to Casper, who's going to cut in, tries to get the wrist shot off, unable to, and the Mavericks are going to have the puck again. But they're going to play it into the neutral zone, and Michigan's going to come back up with it. Here's Fantilli on this right wing, tries to find Draper, unable to. Estapa is going to come in and give a big hit to the Minnesota defender. And Wilson for the Mavericks is going to have possession in the neutral zone. But it's going to go back to Michigan, and Draper's going to take it towards the hash of Minnesota, and he's going to take a wrister and then absolutely take out Alex Tracy, the Minnesota State goalie, most likely unintentionally.
Obviously not intentional there, just lost his footing, but yeah, he definitely got a little ice shave with that one. Smashed his face right into the crease.
Yeah, it looks like we'll take a second here before we resume play. Just over 10 minutes to go in this action-packed first period. 5 shots for the Wolverines, 3 shots for the Mavericks, and looks like it's going to be a power play for the Wolverines here. They're
going to call a penalty on Evan Murr. They're going to say he tripped him into the goalie, which it did look like it, but you never want to call it too soon. So Michigan's going to go on the power play here. It's their first chance to get ahead in the game.
Hughes is going to face-off is going to get called off as Moravec and Hughes are going to line up, and looks like Hughes is going to go out, and it's going to be Hage and Moravec as Michigan is going to try and pounce on this opportunity.
Minnesota State penalty number 10, Evan Murr, 2 minutes for tripping. Time of penalty 9:56.
The Mavericks are going to take it actually into Michigan's defensive zone, but Stein's going to end up back with it, and here's Hage, who's going to try and push the pace here for Michigan as he takes the puck into the neutral zone, cuts out to the wing, a nice move using the board, and Hage is still going to have the puck. He's going to play it out to the left wing. Here's Lowell on the point, and it's going to get misplayed by Hughes on this right wing, and it's going to end up back towards Michigan's net. Here's Lowell.
Great setup there. Lovell just missed the pass a tiny bit, so they got to regroup, but they definitely got something going here.
Yeah, 1 minute 15 to go in this Michigan power play as Hage is going to take it into the neutral zone, plays it out to Hughes. He's going to get swallowed up, but stay with the puck. Here's Lowell on the point. There's Hage. He's going to take the wrist shot, and it's going to get deflected. Another chance, and it's going to come back to Lowell on the point. Here's Whitelaw. Back to Hage, looking for the shot. Deflected. Michigan still has the puck. 45 seconds to go in this power play. Here's Hughes. Plays it back to Whitelaw on this left wing, looking for the pass. He's going to find Lowell at the point. He finds Hage. Hage takes the shot, just missed left. A nice shot, and it's going to end up back in the neutral zone. Just under 30 seconds left to go in the power play, and it looks like it's going to be offside here on Hage. Just a little antsy.
I got to bring this up. Michigan fans, if you're listening, get used to the name Michael Hage for the next 2 to 3 years if he doesn't go to the league earlier than that. There's a reason why Montreal took this guy 21st overall in the draft as a true freshman starting at the University of Michigan. He is already on the first power play line and is an immediate difference maker.
No doubt, no doubt. And here is Michigan with 20 seconds to go in the power play. Humphreys in the neutral zone, takes it into the Maverick defensive third. Here's Moldenhauer. And the Mavericks are going to clear it away to Stein at Michigan's defensive end with just 10 seconds to go in this power play for Michigan. Here's Edwards. He's going to play it back to Humphreys, who's looking to push the puck up the ice. Does a nice job to get into the Michigan defensive zone. Back to Humphreys, right on net. Good save from Tracy. Humphreys was right in the crease, and the wrister was saved by Maverick goalie Alex Tracy.
Great steal by Pitlick there.
Yeah, Mavericks are going to take the ball, and a nice job from Pitlick to get the shot off just a little bit wide right. But the Mavericks are going to stick with the ball. The puck, excuse me. Bellini tried to play it across, unable to. Here's Duke. It's going to end up with Edwards, who's going to try and push the puck, but it's going to end up back with the Mavericks, who are going to play it to Michigan's defensive zone. Here's Edwards on the puck. He's going to give it off to Draper on this right wing, whose pass is deflected.
Late offsides are going to have to regroup here. Minnesota State will take it.
Minnesota State chucking the puck up the ice often, but here come Michigan. Ernisi, his pass is going to get intercepted.
The name of the game for Minnesota State here is clearly dump and chase. They know that their guys are smaller than Michigan's, so they're banking on just dumping it into the zone and getting there first.
And a big hit on Mollenhauer, but Hughes still takes it. And then a wide open net for Jacob Truscott, and he's going to miss left.
Vancouver scouts don't watch. I know he's already drafted, but that was got to capitalize on that wide open net there, and he just sent it a little too far left.
Truscott in the perfect position, but unable to put that in the net, and that's going to be unfortunate for Michigan with just over 6 minutes to go in this first period. Here's Hillman on the left wing for the Mavericks. He's going to play it up. It's going to end up back with Michigan, but we're going to have a stoppage of play here.
Passed it up to, who was that, sorry, Will Hillman from Minnesota State up at the point. Good thing it was offsides for Michigan because he would have had a police escort right to the center of the net.
Yeah, both teams had some chances so far. Mavericks only with 3 shots in this first period, excuse me, but they have been some really good opportunities. Obviously the 2-on-1, early 2-on-1 on Logan Stein, Michigan's goalie, in that beginning of the first period. Unable to capitalize, but some good signs here from the Mavericks. Coming in as the underdogs, they've played pretty well so far, haven't they, Zach?
Absolutely, and the shots are a little skewed at 7-3 in favor of Michigan due to that power play. But up until then, they're playing a very even game. They're utilizing their elite defense and trying to shut down Michigan before any rush can even start. And they're using the speed that their guys have to get past Michigan's defense and creating chances of their own. Haven't gotten one to go in yet. They need a couple to get a little more shot opportunities. They're setting plays up, but never actually getting the shot off, whether it be blocked or just stolen away. Something always prevents it. They got to figure out a way to capitalize on chances instead of just waiting for something to come up. You got to make something yourself for your Minnesota State here.
Yeah, the Mavericks just missing that final moment of composure here on the ice, but let's not forget to mention Jacob Truscott had a wide open net towards the end of that period of play, and unfortunately was not able to convert. Just 2 goals last season for Jacob Truscott, so the defenseman is not known for his goal-scoring ability.
Yeah, and you know, little disappointing if you're Vancouver. You took him 5th round, 144th overall. He's a 0-2, so he's been in college for a little bit as a graduate student now. You're still looking for him to hit his stride and develop. As a defenseman, you're not a goal scorer, but you do want a little more than 2 of those. He also had 16 points total, so only 14 assists. He's a great leader, great captain for the Wolverines, but if you're the Canucks, you're looking for a little more production out of him in this last year.
Definitely. Here come the Mavericks into the Michigan's defensive zone. It's Olsen on the puck. He's going to take it behind the net. It's going to end up with Moravec, who is trying to find his teammate, but unable to. It's going to get cleared into the neutral zone. And here's Hage, does a good job of blocking Murr and trying to get that puck off him. Unable to. And the Mavericks are going to take it into the neutral zone. And a good job by Draper cutting that pass off, but it's going to get taken away by Murr. Here's Isley in the neutral zone along this right wing. He's going to play it up. And here's Edwards. But it's going to end up back with Isley. And the slap shot from Wheeler is going to be a little bit wide. Mavericks trying to find Isley at the crease, unable to, but now Lowell and Isley are going to fight behind the net for the puck. But here's Wilson and the Mavericks. Good job by Edwards to push him off that puck, and they're going to fight for it along this right crease. But Mavericks are going to have it on the hash marks, and the puck is going to get passed around the Michigan net, but no one able to knock that in for the Mavericks, and it's going to end up back in the defensive zone for the Mavericks.
Yeah, Adam Isley from Minnesota State, their first-line center, kind of reminds me a little bit of me in high school, to be honest with you. He's sitting in front of the net so much, he could probably establish residency there. He's just trying to screen the goalie and let his guys get something on net while screening them. But they got to, if you're Michigan's defense, you got to push him out of that crease, or else your goalie's not going to be able to see anything, and they're going to score eventually. But yeah, that's where he's setting up shop. Yeah,
a couple pucks have come Isley's way, unable to put his stick on it and put it in the back of the net. But it's going to be a face-off here, Humphreys and Benincasa. But it's going to end up with the Mavericks. Here's Pitlick, does a nice job trying to get around Duke, but Duke is going to throw Pitlick on the ground, not having any of that. And it's going to end up back with Duke, who plays it out to LaPointe on this left wing, who tries to go around the Maverick defender, is partially successful in doing so, but looks like the Mavericks are going to have the puck with Benincasa in their own defensive zone. But it's going to come back for Michigan, and the backhanded shot is going to get saved by Alex Tracy. Here's Truscott from the point, and that's going to get covered up by Tracy. But a couple mistakes there from the Mavericks in their own defensive zone, and almost leads to a Michigan goal there on the backhanded shot from Werner, but another good save from Alex Tracy to keep them in this game.
It all started with the takedown by Tyler Duke in the Michigan defensive zone. Totally great job playing the body. Michigan took possession and just completely got a bunch of chances, taking advantage of Minnesota State's weaknesses, but couldn't capitalize on any of them.
Wolverines are going to end up with the puck on the face-off. The slap shot is going to go wide, and it's going to end up with Hughes behind the Maverick net, who's trying to get the puck around. He's going to find Whitelaw, who's going to swing and miss on the puck, had almost a wide open net along the left crease, and another great chance for Michigan that just did not go their way. It's going to be an icing call here, as we're going to have another face-off in the Mavericks defensive zone.
Michigan's got to do better. That's 2 wide open nets you've blown in the first period alone. Now, the winger tandem of Whitelaw and Moldenhauer is doing a great job. That was a great pass by Moldenhauer. I've been hearing his name a lot. He's being very involved. But if you're Whitelaw, you got to put that in the back of the net. That's just an easy goal that you're giving up there.
Moravec and Hage on the face-off, and it's going to end up with the Wolverines. And it's going to be a battle for the puck along this left wing, on the board on this left wing. And it's going to get shot out, and it's going to end up with Kranick, and it's going to be another icing call here against the Mavericks, and it's going to be another face-off in their defensive zone. Just under 3 minutes to go in this first period.
In this second half of the first period, we've definitely seen Minnesota State transition into a much more defensive style of play. Michigan's getting a lot more opportunities, but Minnesota State is adjusting to that and playing basically keep away rather than trying to match the attack and lose possession.
Here's Estapa and Kranick on the face-off on this left side of the Mavericks defensive zone. It's going to come out, and Truscott is going to misplay the puck, and it's going to end up back at Michigan's net. Here's Truscott holding up play behind the net. Michigan's going to take it up the ice. Here's Lowell fighting for the puck along this right wing. And then it's going to come back into the neutral zone with the captain, Truscott, who tries to play a pass. It's going to get deflected by the Mavericks, but end up back in their possession. Here's Hilna on this left side. Finds Stender, but it's going to end up back in this neutral zone for the Mavericks. And some nice high press there from Michigan. Here's Ernisi, unable to get the shot off, but some nice play there from Michigan, making the Maverick defenders a little nervous, and they're going to take the ball away again. The slap shot, the wrist shot from Ernisi, Ernisi is going to head over the boards, and it's going to be another stoppage of play.
Yeah, again, just they're able to deke out Minnesota State's defenders so well these past couple minutes. They're leaving them literally with broken ankles. The problem is they can't capitalize. They just keep getting shots deflected, sailing them over. If you're Michigan, you've got to reel in the offense here.
Isley and Hage on the faceoff. It's going to end up with the Mavericks. Isley trying to find the puck in the neutral zone as he collides with Edwards on this left side of the boards. And Hage is going to drop the puck and just shoot that into oblivion here for another stoppage of play.
Also, while we're at it, let me give a shout out here to the student section for Michigan Hockey, the Children of Yost. They are situated right to the right of Alex Tracy, the Minnesota State goalie, and are just being so loud to try and distract him. You can probably hear him on our arena mic. It's definitely got to make things harder for Minnesota State's defense and goaltender.
Yes, the Children of Yost always do show out, very faithful to the Wolverines, as they're going to have the puck in the defensive zone. A nice shot from Humphreys, but it's going to go right at the chest of Alex Tracy as he was along the right hash marks. And a good job there by Tracy. Another save for Tracy as Michigan is going to put up their 11th shot of the game, 11th shot of the first period. Just under 1 minute 30 seconds to go. It's going to be Humphreys and Isley on the faceoff. The Mavericks are going to end up with it. Here comes Gruhl along this left wing. He's going to play it across, trying to find Wilson. Unable to. It's going to be a fight for the puck along this left side, and a nice hit there. Ooh! Another big hit against the Wolverines. Looks like it was Werner who went down from the big hit from Mason Wheeler, the alternate captain for the Mavericks. And Werner's going to have to take a seat as he just got pinned against that left board here in the neutral zone.
They're going to call him for boarding there, so just a little bit too far away from the boards to lay a hit that big, but you can't really blame Minnesota State's game plan here. Not only dump and chase, use the body. Use their guys' huge size on defense to eliminate the opposition. Now, you can't hit a guy like that, and now you're going to put Michigan back in the power play, which was Michigan's greatest opportunity earlier, but Minnesota State's physical game is going to bite them on this one.
Yeah, here's Lowell with the puck at the point. It's Hage who's going to find Estapa right along the crease, and then back to Hage. Just under 1 minute to go in this first period. Hage looking for the shot. The wrist shot is going to be wide left. Whitelaw's going to do a good job of keeping the puck in the Maverick defensive zone, but it's going to end up back with Lowell, who's going to take it into the neutral zone.
Minnesota State has no intention of chasing this puck. They're just trying to kill this last minute and split the penalty kill 1-1.
Just 30 seconds to go in the first period. The wrist shot from Estapa is high and wide, and here come Minnesota State with Krajnik cutting in. He's going to try and get the shot off, unable to. The puck is going to dance around the net, dance around the crease, and Stein is going to end up with it. But a great shorthanded opportunity there for the Mavericks.
What an athletic display by Logan Stein for Michigan. He was sprawled out like a starfish just waving around and somehow was able to get his gloved hand on that puck. Totally jinxed them when I said they're not chasing the puck. They did 2 seconds later, but Logan Stein was able to absolutely bail out the Wolverines there and not give out a shorthanded goal here with 19 seconds left. That would have been a real killer for their ego going into the intermission.
All right, here's Hillman and Humphreys on the faceoff in Michigan's zone. Mavericks are going to end up with it. Here's Edwards behind his own net. It's going to get taken away by Bolson, but Werner is going to end up with the puck. He's going to play it up to Humphreys, who takes it into the Maverick defensive zone. Back to Werner along this left side. Shot is blocked, and the ball's going to get stuck behind the net. And a nice opportunity there from Werner coming along from the left wing. Good shot.
Minnesota State was absolutely saved by the bell there. Alex Tracy, their goaltender, had no idea where that was. He was looking around like he was a child on Christmas morning wondering where his presents were. He had no idea where the puck was. It was behind the net, so definitely got saved there. Michigan could have had an easy wraparound goal.
Yeah, and that's going to do it for us in this first period. Michigan still has 52 seconds left in their power play when we open this second period. But a fairly dominant display here from the Wolverines so far, winning faceoffs at a 70-30 clip, and 13 shots compared to the 4 shots of the Mavericks. But does that tell us all about this game, Zach?
It really doesn't. Minnesota State has adjusted perfectly. The first 10 minutes, as we saw, it was a very evenly offensive matchup with like 4 to 5 shots. Last 10 minutes, Michigan completely took over, but instead of trying to compensate offensively, Minnesota State just embraced a defensive role and has absolutely come up big, stopping them on multiple opportunities. Alex Tracy, Minnesota State goalie, has done a great job. They have 13 shots, only one of those was blocked, so we've had to save 12 shots in the first period alone. If you're Minnesota State, you might want to get the offense working a little more like you were in the first 10 minutes, I mean. However, you are doing a great job adjusting and making up defensively to keep this an even match game and not let Michigan completely take control.
Definitely. If you're the Mavericks, you are very happy about the score after this first period. Going up against the number 7 in the country ranked Michigan Wolverines, Minnesota State Mavericks have done an excellent job of keeping up to play and keeping Michigan in check to a certain extent. Couple big chances for Truscott and a couple other Wolverines, but other than that, not too much. The 13 shots telling a little more than it should, and got a little over 10 minutes to go in this intermission, and we're going to take a quick break here on WCBN, but before that, just one last comment from Zach.
I just wanted to say, if you're Minnesota State, clearly very rare for a Minnesota hockey school. However, you are coming into this game with an underdog mentality, which is something we don't usually see from Minnesota State. I mean, in the CCHA, the conference they play, you got multiple teams ranked. You got Western Michigan, Minnesota Duluth, St. Cloud, Colorado College. You have so many teams. Even Arizona State, shout out to my home state, Copper State, State 48. You have a ranked team, yet Minnesota State is not. So they are definitely wanting to prove something here against the number 7 ranked team, upset them, and make a case for why they shouldn't be counted out this year.
Well, they've done a pretty good job so far. And with that, we're going to take a short break here during intermission. You will hear from us soon, and thanks for tuning in to WCBN Sports, live from Ann Arbor. Pretty good. Oh, very good. No, you're gas, that color. Like,
it's just hard to
think. Yeah, I know. No, because whew.
Also, I fucked up. Western Michigan's now in the same conference with them, but
it doesn't matter.
This is fun. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's pretty exhilarating. It's pretty exhilarating, I can't lie.
You don't know. Gabby, who's also in WCBN.
Yes.
Like how much remaining?
3 minutes, I don't know.
Got damn. Can they hear me through that?
Not really. Not
Okay,
really.
I was like, I just said, God damn, really close to this.
We should actually chill. It goes so fast too.
That's why I love hockey,
Yo,
man.
I
It's
was
not
like-
like any other sport
I
where
was
it's
like-
like, even when play stops, it's like, cool, fuck, go.
No, literally.
I love it!
Bro, I was like, the clock just, it's like, I swear it was no time.
That's the best sport. Man. Holy shit. So,
I'm okay, thank you, man. Can I get some water?
Go ahead. Yeah, my mom just called me. She's like, yeah, we run yourself goddamn.
It actually makes it more entertaining. You know?
Maybe not if I'm the guy calling the game.
All right. Bringing you live coverage from Yost Ice Arena here in Ann Arbor, Michigan, as the Michigan Wolverines are hosting the Minnesota State Mavericks to open up their season. The first period we saw no goals, but Michigan Wolverines put up 13 shots, forcing 13 saves out of Alex Tracy, and just 4 shots put up by the Minnesota Mavericks. And in terms of faceoffs, Michigan is winning them 14 versus 6 faceoffs, 1 for the Mavericks. Both teams unsuccessful so far on their power play, but as we open up this second period, Michigan is going to have 52 seconds with a man advantage. So we'll see how they come out in this second period, knowing they have that power play.
Well, and that's honestly an advantage for Minnesota State. If you never want to give up a penalty. However, if you're going to give up a penalty, the ability to split it almost evenly with 52 seconds left is great because it kills the momentum. They're probably going to look at to come out here in the second period and immediately just dump it into the Michigan zone and just kill that clock so they can get that man back.
Yeah, I mean, that has been the game plan so far for the Mavericks, just dumping it into the zone of Michigan. Obviously the size disadvantage for Minnesota State, and have had a couple really good chances, a 2-on-1 versus Logan Stein, the Wolverines goalie, but other than that, not too many opportunities yet for the Mavericks. But if you're in their position, they have done a great job of keeping these Wolverines in check. Obviously the Wolverines ranked number 7th in the nation. In preseason polls, we're expected to finish 3rd in the Big Ten rankings, so obviously a lot of hype around this Michigan team, but Minnesota State has stepped up to the plate and really done a good job of keeping it scoreless. Obviously, Jacob Truscott, with probably the best chance for Michigan in the first period, had a basically wide open net and a shot from the left side and just hit it wide, and it was very unfortunate for the Wolverines as they could not take the lead there.
Yeah, unfortunately, the theme for Michigan has been blown opportunities. They got to find a way to capitalize on them because they're getting so many of them. Nick Moldenhauer, the left wing from Mississauga, Ontario, is the setup man tonight. He has put so many perfect passes on the sticks of various Michigan forwards, and they just can't capitalize, whether it's missing the net, just getting it blocked when they can't get the shot off, or just whiffing completely. Michigan has had so many chances that they just can't capitalize on, and they got to change that up because offensively, just statistically, you are a better offensive team than Minnesota State. But right now, you're not really playing like that because you can't capitalize. That's why it's still a 0-0 tie. If they capitalize on those chances, we have a 2, maybe a 3-0 lead for Michigan going into the second. So they got to figure out how to tighten that up, or else the Minnesota State defensive front is just going to give them trouble all night.
And that is going to start the second period as we're going to have a face-off here, and it's going to be Marcus Stappa who's going to win the face-off for the Wolverines, and it's going to end up with Lovell. And here comes Hage through the neutral zone, just gliding through the Minnesota defenders. It's going to come back to Lovell on the point. He's going to play it back to Hage along this right wing, who's going to fight for the puck. Back to Lovell, who's going to barely keep it out of the neutral zone for Michigan. It's going to get fed in towards the hash to Hughes. Here's Whitelaw with the slap shot, and goal for Michigan! A great pass along the ice, across the ice to this left wing, and Whitelaw slapped it into the top left corner of the net, and Michigan is going to take advantage of their power play with just 20 seconds to go of that man advantage.
That's exactly what I was saying they needed to tighten up. Same thing that was happening in the first period. You had Whitelaw wide open on back door on the other side of the net. Put a perfect pass on a stick. This time he was able to connect perfectly and just launch it into the back of the net there. That's Michigan capitalizing on those opportunities that before they hadn't. If they can keep doing that, they'll start to run away with this. Let's see if Minnesota State can pick it up, though. Because while they've been great defensively, there is consistently a Michigan winger back door who seems to be wide open, as we just saw there, leading to the Michigan goal.
Yeah, and that is going to be 1-0 for the Wolverines, and they're going to end up back with the puck. Here's Nisi trying to find Draper along the right wing, but it's going to end up with the Mavericks in the neutral zone. Duke is going to attempt a slap shot from the point, but it's going to end up in Alex Tracy's mitt. Not quite as much power behind that one as Whitelaw's shot.
And just to mention, as the in-arena announcer just brought up, that was William Whitelaw's first career NCAA goal. The sophomore transfer from Wisconsin didn't get any, if maybe a little bit of playing time last year, but still as a sophomore transfer, he's the starting right winger for Michigan, so they're expecting big things. They want that first goal to be one of many this year.
Certainly one to remember for Whitelaw, as the Mavericks are going to have the puck here in the neutral zone, but it's going to get deflected away to Truscott, but a miscommunication, and the puck almost ending up with the Mavericks. They're going to keep it, and it's going to end up back in the neutral zone, so they're going to have to get back onside. Wilson lost the puck for a sec, has it in the neutral zone, and is just going to flick it up the ice, and it's going to be a battle between Isley and Hughes for the puck. Looks like Isley's going to come up with it, as the Mavericks trying to keep it in Michigan's defensive zone, but here's Lovell trying to push the puck up the ice along this right side. It's going to get deflected. Here's Isley taking it into the Michigan hash marks. He had a second to take a shot, but could not get his stick quite set.
Horrible shot opportunity. I don't know why you take that if you're Minnesota State there. He was twirling around and just loosely backhanded it right into the feet of the Michigan defense.
Yeah, here's Werner trying to fight for that puck, and it's going to end up with Halem here on this left wing. Humphreys is trying to take the ball off Bergmanis, unable to. It's going to end up with Murr, who's going to play it out to the left wing. Finds Hillman. There's Stender towards the middle. He's going to take a wrist shot from the left wing, and it's going to be a fairly easy save for Logan Stein, who's going to cover that one up.
What a beautiful display of the glove there by Logan Stein. With only 5 shots from Minnesota State, if you're Michigan, you might worry about him getting a little cold back there, but he's not losing a step. Listen, he's been here before. The graduate student from Suwanee, Georgia, you know, the hockey hotbed of the South, he is just doing a great job keep staying in net for the Wolverines here, even with not seeing that much action of late.
Certainly, and there's going to be a little scruffle here between LaPointe and Bergmanis of the Mavericks, and
it almost looked like LaPointe was fighting with someone on the Minnesota State bench there, so they blew that dead. A little interesting. Not sure why that wouldn't be an interference penalty, considering you're not even on the ice, but hey, whatever they want.
It's going to be a face-off here in the neutral zone. It's going to be Hughes and Benincasa. Hughes is going to end up with it. He's going to play it back to Stein, who plays it to Fantilli. Here's Whitelaw. Michigan's going to take it up the ice. Here's Estapa fighting with Murr for that puck. He's going to take it around the net. Estapa trying to find a teammate, unable to. It's going to end up back with the Mavericks. Here's Murr, plays it to Bolson in the neutral zone. Bolson, nice pass to Pitlick. Nice little 1-2. Bolson still has the puck. He's going to take the shot. Good block from Stein. Here's Bolson on this right wing, and another wrist shot is going to end up in the midst of Logan Stein. Pretty easy save again for Stein.
We're seeing a complete turnaround of scheme here by Minnesota State as well. Up until that goal by Michigan, they were leaning back into their defense. Now they've completely tried to go on the offensive attack, trying to tie this game up. And they're doing a great job. You know, in their first 3 lines, they only have one player that's over 6 feet tall. He is 6'4", but everyone is below at like 5'9", 5'10". So all their guys are going to be faster for the most part. And they're just trying to tie this up real quick to get momentum back. And so far, they're doing a great job. They just got to find a way to finish the last part and get past the goalie here.
Yeah, Minnesota doing a good job of keeping the puck out of their own defensive zone here. As I say that, Michigan's going to try and take it up, but unable to, and it looks like it's going to be an offsides call here against Brett Morbek. And we're going to have a face-off in the neutral zone. It's going to be Morbek and the freshman Michael Hage, who we definitely have heard a lot of his name so far today.
And we will. He's an absolute ridiculous talent that Michigan got here.
Here's Power, who's going to get hit by Hage along his own net. Duke's going to receive some revenge. There's a fight for the puck along the right wing here. It's going to end up with Michigan in the Mavericks defensive zone. Here's Shifsky on the right wing. He's going to play it back to Duke, who does a nice little spin move. Moldenhauer is going to hit it around the boards. Nice job by Shifsky to keep the puck. And it's going to end up with the Mavericks and Carabas and Bellini, who's going to try and take it out of the neutral zone. Unable to. A nice job from Moravec to get it away. He's going to take the shot, and it's going to go wide right. A nice opportunity there for Moravec, and it's going to end up back in the neutral zone. But here comes Carabas for Minnesota State. Excuse me, he has a shot, and it's going to be a goal for the Minnesota State Mavericks. A great job there from Carabas, who came in from the right wing and hit the wrist shot just under the glove of Logan Stein, excuse me, the stick of Logan Stein. And it's going to be 1-1 here in this second period with just over 15 minutes to go.
Great shot by Carabas. However, very unfortunate break for Logan Stein. He actually did get a hand on that. He went to his butterfly position, and it hit his glove and then went down, but still just had enough power to trickle in. So great shot by Carabas, get enough power on that where it could have been blocked a little bit and still had enough to tie it up for the Mavericks.
Yeah, some mistakes here from Michigan, giving Carabas that opportunity, not really making him work for it, and just a wide open shot, which he's able to convert. And here come Minnesota State again, who they're going to try and play it into Michigan's defensive zone. Got a little high press going. Here's Lovell. He's going to play it out to Isley. Isley's going to cut around the net and try and play it into the middle, into the zone, excuse me. It's going to end up with the Mavericks. We're going to just try and get it out of their defensive zone, but are unable to. A nice job there by Truscott and Halem, but it's going to end up back in Michigan's defensive zone as they're going to keep possession here for a sec with Truscott. He's going to hold up play, and he's going to take it into the neutral zone and dump it into the Mavericks zone. And here comes Bolson with the Mavericks. He plays it up, and it's going to be a little miscommunication there between Rhett Pitlick and Bolson, but Michigan's going to end up with the puck in the Mavericks defensive zone. It's going to go around the net, and a great job there from Werner and Lapointe, as it looks like that puck went off the post at one point, but it's going to end up back with Michigan in Juan Moulin here in their defensive zone. He's going to play it in the middle. Werner's going to take it into the defensive zone of the Mavericks, but he's going to get tripped up, and here comes Wilson along the right wing for the Mavericks, takes it into the zone, and a good save there from Stein, not letting that shot do too much. But the Minnesota State Mavericks keeping up with this aggressive play, this aggressive offense, and it has worked fairly well so far. We're
definitely seeing a return to the theme we saw at the very start of the game. Both teams just trading offensive blows left and right. Minnesota State, however, is still making a key mistake. We saw with Warner there in the Michigan attack. They are leaving a guy wide open back door. If they don't tighten that up, Michigan's eventually just going to score multiple goals like that. Aside from that, though, very offensively balanced attacks here from both teams. Just under 14 minutes to go in this second period. There's going to be a fight for the puck along this right side of the boards, and it's going to end up back in the neutral zone with Jordan Power, the alternate captain. He's going to play it to Bellini. It's going to come back to Power here for the Mavericks, who's going to play a nice pass into the neutral zone. Here's Isley in the Michigan's defensive zone. He's going to take the wrister and unable to get anything behind it. And another attempted shot, but blocked again by the Wolverines. Here's Wheeler. Whitelaw and Wheeler are going to fight for the puck along this left side. It's going to end up with Juan Moulin, who's going to play it up, and it's going to head back towards the net of the Minnesota State Mavericks, and it's going to be icing here against Michigan. It's going to be a face-off in their own defensive zone.
A little extra love tap there by Moldenhauer, just giving the Minnesota State guy a little hit after the Minnesota little hockey dude stuff.
Yeah, just under 13 minutes to go in this second period, and a little more action in this second period. Both teams have scored a goal. Michigan scoring early on that power play, and the Mavericks tying it up shortly after. And I would say the Mavericks have the momentum right now. Here's the face-off, Hughes and Benincasa.
As you touched on during the intermission, Michigan is just destroying Minnesota State in the face-off circle. They are winning almost every battle here.
Here's Benincasa for the Mavericks. And looks like he got tripped up. No call there, though. Murr's going to dump it into Michigan's zone, but unable to get anything out of that. Mavericks trying to keep it out of the neutral zone, trying to keep it in Michigan's defensive zone towards their hash marks. But a good job there by Moldenhauer. And here comes Whitelaw trying to get the puck by Michigan's net. He's going to put a hit on to Luke Ashton as the puck is going to end up by Michigan's net with number 5, Tyler Duke. He's going to play it out to Moldenhauer, who does a nice job of getting around the defender. He's in the zone. He plays it in front of the net, right in front of the crease. It's going to end up with Moldenhauer, who has a shot, trying to get it to Shifsky in the crease, but Shifsky is unable to get a shot off, and Truss got tripped up, and the great goal there from the Minnesota State Mavericks as Truscott got tripped up, and attackers were unable to go along that right wing, played across, and then a wide open net there for the Maverick defender, and the Mavericks are going to take the lead.
That was an absolutely insane display of chemistry by the Minnesota State attack right there. As you said, Truscott just got tripped up under his own feet. Then you had, who was that from Minnesota State? It looked like Moravec, who just absolutely took it and had 3 guys in just an absolute display of pass, backdoor goal. All on the same page, leading to Minnesota State taking the lead here 2-1. Although they only have half the shots Michigan does.
Quick 2 goals here from the Mavericks, and they've got the momentum here as Michigan is going to look to bounce back from these 2 goals that they've just given up. Here's Halem, who's going to play it into the zone. Hage is trying to track down the puck, unable to. Edwards and Olsen are going to collide along this left side of the board. It's going to be a fight for the puck. It's going to end up with the Mavericks as Olsen is going to take it into the neutral zone, takes it into Michigan's half, able to get the shot off. It's going to go wide right from the left side. And Wilson is going to keep possession of the puck, but it's going to end up back in the neutral zone with Murr and the Mavericks. He's going to play it out to Isley, who does a nice job of getting around Edwards. Puck's going to stay along this right corner, in this right corner of the ice, and it's going to eventually get booted up the ice. And a nice job from Edwards tracking Bernanis down and putting him against a wall. Another big hit from Estapa on Murr, but Murr's going to end up with the puck, trying to take it into the neutral zone. Draper does a good job of fighting him off and taking him off the puck. But the Mavericks still have a ball, a double hit there on Bergmanis. And Michigan, obviously aggressive right now, putting these Mavericks up against the boards. Here comes Wilson trying to find Kroll along this right hash mark of Michigan, unable to. And here comes Draper taking it into the Maverick zone, finds Werner, tries to get the shot off, but a good job by Bellini of taking it away from him, not letting him get the shot off. And here's Ramoulan.
Another example of Minnesota State's great defense, just managing to break up a Michigan offensive opportunity.
Definitely. Just under 10 minutes to go here in this second period. As the Wolverines are going to have the puck in the neutral zone. Humphreys is going to play it up. And him and LaPointe are going to do a bit of a press. Whitelaw in the middle. And the puck is going to go flying high. Looks like it hit the scoreboard.
Yeah, they're going to call that dead as it hits the Jumbotron there.
The Jumbotron, yeah.
Yost Arena being old, almost 100 years old, that Jumbotron is a little lower setting than most arenas, so occasionally you will see the puck hit that. Kind of looks like it almost knocked an LED panel out, as one of them is a little green now. But yeah, that's just the beauty of playing in an old barn such as Yost.
Yeah, obviously Yost Ice Arena, such a legendary and quintessential part of the Michigan Wolverines hockey program. And Michigan down 2-1 in a game they did not expect or did not want to be down in. What's been the problem in this second period, Zach?
Again, Minnesota's defense is playing out of their minds right now. They're stopping every Michigan offensive opportunity. Michigan hasn't been playing that bad on defense. So unfortunately, first one you just had a puck trickle in. Second one you had a Truscott fall down, which is unfortunate, but it happens. You can't really say, oh, they're just outplaying them. they've just got lucky breaks and they've capitalized on them, which is what Michigan needs to do as well.
9 minutes, 20 seconds to go in this second period, and Wolverines, like you said, Zach, have not been able to penetrate this Mavericks defense much in this second period. Obviously, winning faceoff still has 6 more shots than the Minnesota State Mavericks, but Mavericks have put away those good chances that we're going to have a faceoff here in the Mavericks defensive zone. Wolverines are going to win it again. Here's Lovell at the point, plays it out to Truscott. Truscott takes the wrist shot. It's going to get blocked by Wheeler, but it's going to end up back with Hughes. Good job by Carabas to take that away, and the puck is going to end up in the stands as it almost hits a fan there. Hopefully he is okay. Looks like he is. Looks like he gave the puck to a little girl who's going to hold it up and get a bit of a standing ovation here, as she always deserves. Probably not too happy about how her Wolverines are performing right now, but still got a lot of time to play. 9 minutes to go in the second period. Michigan's going to win the faceoff, and the quick wrist shot from Moldenhauer is going to be saved by Tracy, and it's going to get knocked over the boards and going to be another faceoff here in the Minnesota defensive zone.
Something interesting I want to bring up here. Minnesota State is shuffling all their lines pretty evenly. However, with Michigan, the first line of Moldenhauer, Hughes, and Whitelaw, we are seeing the vast majority of the time they're clearly leaning on their first line to pick up most of the work.
Another great opportunity there from the Mavericks as Grohl passed it across the ice to Mason Wheeler, whose shot just went a little high and wide. And the puck is going to be trapped in this right corner here for a sec of the Michigan defensive zone. Trying to get the ball out. It's going to end up with Moldenhauer. He's going to try and find Whitelaw in the neutral zone. It's going to end up back with Moldenhauer. Hughes is going to play it into the Maverick defensive zone. Here comes Halem. He's going to play with the puck along in Michigan's defensive zone. Edwards going to take it into the neutral zone. Take it past the point, and he's going to blast it into the mitt of Alex Tracy. And looks like we're going to have a bit of a scuffle here. Can't quite see who it is. Looks like it's Hughes.
You got a couple of helmets missing. Wrestling move to take down Hughes by a Minnesota State defenseman there. Can't quite see who it is.
Yeah, looks like that was Ralph's.
Looks like Carabas. He's doing everything for Minnesota State, whether it be scoring, pulling out some WWE moves. He's all over the place. Or that was Bergmanis, I apologize. One number off.
Yeah, some aggressive play here from both teams. And it's going to be
They're going to send both of them into the box here, offsetting roughing penalties, so we'll remain 5-on-5. However, neither of those guys will be available for the next 2 minutes. With Minnesota State, not a huge loss in Bergmanis, no offense, as he's just their extra defenseman. However, Michigan's losing Hughes there for 2 minutes, so that's kind of an unfortunate blow. Got to figure out how to get around that because they've had both those guys out there for a while.
Yeah.
Also, forgive me, they're offsetting penalties. However, they are going to play 4-on-4 here. I guess the refs decided that a little too much pushing and shoving going on. They got to be penalized.
Here comes Kranick into Michigan's defensive zone. He's going to have fight for the puck with the Michigan defender. And here come Michigan into the neutral zone. Shifsky is going to try and find someone in the zone, unable to. It's going to end up back with Edwards. He's going to take it behind the net. He's going to come around, tries to get the shot off, his trips while doing so. Shifsky trips as well, trying to get that puck back, unable to.
Here's the beauty of 4-on-4 hockey, Jonas. You'd be surprised. With just removing one guy from both sides, there is so much extra room for these guys to just fly around. So it's not as crowded out there. They're going to make use of the extra space as well as probably some of their speedier guys to make up that distance.
Yeah, here comes Werner with Michigan, taking it into the zone, plays it across, and a beautiful job by Alex Tracy to get across the goal and save that shot. But a great play from Michigan, even better job from the goalie, Alex Tracy. And then here comes Werner again, taking it into the defensive zone, trying to get past the Minnesota State defender, Psychos, unable to, and it's going to end up back in the Michigan defensive zone.
Yeah, Alex Tracy's just been absolutely standing on his head tonight. I mean, 21 shots, 20 saves. The null product from Johnstown is just absolutely bailing Minnesota State out so many times. That's proof. Any kids listening, null's a perfect route. You don't got to go to the USHL. You got a goalie from Minnesota State that's just making a name for himself here.
Another great save from Tracy there as Humphreys tried to get the wrister past Tracy's left and was unable to. The Mavericks are going to have the puck behind their own net. Here's Bellini. Going to play it to Power behind his own net. Power is going to take it towards the neutral zone.
Both teams return to full strength.
And here comes Grohl. It's going to get taken away by Michigan in this neutral zone. But it's going to end up with the Mavericks and Grohl, who's going to take it towards Michigan's hash marks. He's going to play it across the ice. And the shot from Power is deflected. And it's going to end up with the Wolverines here, with Whitelaw, who's going to try and take it around Bellini, but Bellini does a good job of holding him against that board, and Whitelaw is a little bit shaken up there, as you can tell, and it's going to end up with Grohl and the Mavericks here in the neutral zone.
It's going to be a delayed penalty on Michigan here. It looks like they're going to get him for a boarding call in the back of the play. We'll wait and see.
And as time stops, just 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this second period, Michigan not exactly where they expected or wanted to be right now. Down 2-1 against the Mavericks and now have to fight off a 2-minute power play.
They're going to get Hughes again, this time for cross-checking. So if you're the Michigan coaches, you might want to take a check on TJ Hughes. Great player, might be getting a little hot-headed as of late. You got 2 penalties, both for just extracurricular stuff, just getting a little too aggressive there. You got to rein it in if you're TJ Hughes here. You got to just
chill out a little.
Yeah, chill out. That's the word I'm looking for, I think.
Here's the face-off. It's going to be Estapa and Bolson, and Michigan's going to dump it into the Minnesota State Maverick zone. And here comes Murr, who's going to take the puck into the neutral zone, finds Benincasa. He's going to play it back to Pitlick, back to Benincasa along this right wing. Good job by Michigan defender Draper, pressing high here against the Mavericks. Here's Pitlick in the neutral zone. Just 5 minutes to go in this first period. Benincasa taking it along this right side. Puck's going to get trapped in the right corner by Michigan's net. And it's going to get dumped out again to Alex Tracy in Minnesota's defensive third. And here comes Murr up the ice. He's gonna play it back to Carabas, who's gonna push the pace, take the puck into Michigan's defensive zone along this right side, goes around the net, stays with the puck. Here's Grohl along this left wing, takes it in towards the crease, finds Isley, who's gonna play with the puck right in the Michigan's crease. And it's going to end up back with Carabas, back with Isley behind the net. Carabas is going to find his defender, Power, along the point. Power plays it back to Ashton. The shot is almost deflected in.
Great job of paddling that away by Logan Stein. That just kind of dropped right there in the middle of the crease. He was able to whack it away in plenty of time so that no Minnesota State Maverick could take advantage of that. Because that would have been an easy goal, just tap it in.
Yeah, it looks like it took a deflection off Josh Grohl on the way, so really a great save from Stein. Here comes LaPointe in Michigan into the zone. He's got one defender. The shot is saved easily by Tracy, made it look like it was nothing. And here come the Mavericks with Carabas. A lot of confidence in these Mavericks right now. Minnesota State looking a lot stronger than Michigan right now. Wouldn't you say, Zach?
Absolutely. Michigan looks overwhelmed. They look like they're not playing well. Granted, they are on the penalty kill. However, they can't even get the puck to dump it. Minnesota State is
completely taking over offensive and defensive sides of the game. Even with that last second break where Michigan happened upon the puck, you see Alex Tracy use that elite glove he's got to just completely end any opportunity. Minnesota State definitely is controlling the game right now and has all the momentum.
Yeah, just 3 minutes and 32 seconds to go in this second period. 2 minutes to go in this penalty. So Michigan just about survives the power play. And it's going to be Humphrey and Stedner on the faceoff here in the neutral zone. The fight for the puck, Michigan's going to end up with it once again. Here's Psychos, who just dumps it towards the Michigan net. It's going to end up with Lovell. Here's Moldenhauer. He's going to play it back into Lovell. He's going to dump it, trying to find Edwards, and is able to. He's going to play it back to Whitelaw on the other, along this left wing. Here comes Stedner. Wheeler has the puck behind his own net. Mavericks are going to try and find Olsen in the neutral zone, unable to, and it's going to be an icing call here with 3 minutes left to go in the second period.
If you're Michigan, like I touched on right before, you're losing the momentum battle here in this game. Minnesota State has gotten ahead, and they're taking advantage of it. They're using all of their power to completely control both sides of the game. Michigan is the more powerful team. However, they got to get their heads back into it because right now they look lost out there.
Yeah, they're going to win the faceoff here in the Minnesota defensive zone, but the shot from Duke from the point is going to get deflected up over the boards, and it's going to be another pause of play here and another faceoff here for between Michigan and Minnesota in Minnesota's defensive zone, excuse me.
Another great job of the Minnesota State defense getting their sticks on a puck. Michigan has 23 shots on goal. I think they have about 40 shots total. Minnesota State, is just doing such a great job of deflecting every single thing that Michigan is able to throw at the net.
Here comes Bolson. It's going to come back into the Minnesota defensive zone with Bergmanis. He's going to just chuck it up into the stands, almost hitting a couple fans here at Yost Ice Arena. A bit of a close call. Looks like Bergmanis was just trying to get that puck out of the ice. Got a little nervous for a second, as we had a lot of stoppages of play here in the last couple minutes. 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go. It's going to be Draper and Benincasa, on the face-off here on this right side. And it's going to end up with Duke. And the ball's going to deflect through Iernisi and a couple other players. And again, a couple players starting to get in a bit of a scuffle. It's Draper, Iernisi, and a couple Minnesota State Mavericks, including Murr. But again, emotions running high in this game. Michigan showing a little bit of frustration now, aren't they?
They definitely are. And as I touched on at the beginning of the game, Minnesota State, their defense is very protective of their goaltender back there. Whenever there's a Michigan guy even close to the crease at the end of a play, they're going to let him know he shouldn't be there. They're going to definitely say, like, pull out some WWE moves or something and get him out of there. But Michigan is definitely showing some signs of frustration. They're not capitalizing on anything, doing some dumb mistakes, missing easy passes. This mental battle is starting to get lost here if you're the Michigan Wolverines.
Definitely. Here comes Carabas into Michigan's defensive zone. He's going to cut towards the hash. He has a shot opportunity, but he's going to hit it straight at Stein. A good save from Stein, staying big and strong. But another good opportunity here for the Mavericks, and they still got the puck in Michigan's defensive zone. Here's Power, plays it out to Bellini on this right side. And a good job from Estapa to take it away from him. But again, Michigan not able to maintain possession, as Kranik's going to have the puck in the neutral zone. He's going to play it back to Power. Power's going to play it out to Bellini along this right side. Trying to find Benincasa in Michigan's zone, but unable to. And puck's going to again hit the Jumbotron, it looks like, and it's going to be another stoppage of play with 1 minute 40 seconds to go, and Wolverines still find themselves in this 1-goal deficit, not where they want it to be, not where they expect it to be, and some signs of frustration as they're probably ready for the second period to be over.
If you're Michigan at this point, you're losing every battle. It's looking like you want to just kill this last minute 40 seconds and take it into intermission and try and regroup here for the final frame, because right now they're just getting outplayed on every aspect of the game.
Yeah, and here comes Shifsky trying to take the puck up the ice along this right wing, unable to. We're going to have another whistle, stoppage of play. No penalty call, looks like just stoppage of play here, as we're going to have a face-off in the neutral zone here. It's going to be Hage, the freshman. And Isley. Minnesota State is going to end up with the face-off. Psycho's trying to keep the puck, unable to. Halem does a good job. He's got it along this left hash mark. Here's Hage trying to take it around the net. He's going to find Shifsky. The shot is wide left. Truscott ends up with it along this left wing. He's going to try and play it across the net, unable to. Shifsky battling for the puck behind this net. And Halem tries to keep it out of the neutral zone, unable to. Wolverines are going to have to track back with 1 minute left to go in this second period. Here's Lovell as Michigan's going to try and push for a goal with 1 minute to go in the second period. They're going to take it into the net. Hage unable to keep the puck, and the Mavericks are going to end up back with the puck here in the neutral zone. It's going to be a fight for it. Good job by Moldenhauer taking the puck. He's going to try and cut in from this left wing, is unable to. End up back with Edwards, back with Moldenhauer. Here's Whitelaw at the point. He's going to dump it behind the net. The ref's going to get in the way. Moldenhauer fighting for the puck. And it's going to get played out to Fantilli, unable to get the shot off. Fantilli, excuse me. And
they're going to try and catch Minnesota State on a change here.
Here comes Whitelaw. Just over 10 seconds to go in the second period. The Mavericks are going to take it into the neutral zone, dump it off Stein with just 5 seconds to go. It looks like Michigan's just going to hold the puck here. And that is going to do it for this second period. Action-packed second period of hockey here at Yost Arena in Ann Arbor, but not quite what we expected. Michigan started off the period with a quick goal, just 50 seconds of power play time they had, but they used it well. Got that goal at the beginning of the period. We're feeling confident. But then a great job by the Minnesota State Mavericks to come back strong and not let that deter them, as they scored 2 quick goals in quick succession and some great goals nonetheless. Logan Stein unable to save them. Zach, crazy second period.
Crazy second period. Here, I want to talk about something that I touched on at the beginning of the period and why Minnesota State's offensive scheme is working. So anyone who pays attention to hockey nowadays kind of knows that the name of the game is size. A lot of coaches will go based on size alone because they're like, we can teach a tall guy stuff, you can't teach height. Minnesota State seems to not use that for their offense. Let me read you some of their offense. This is their starting offensive heights. 5'10", 5'11", 5'10", 5'9", 5'10". They are going with shorter guys, banking on them being faster and getting around the defense. So their guys are just quicker than Michigan. What they lack in skill, they make up for in speed. On the other side, for defense, here's their defensive heights. 6'2", 6'1", 6'6", 6'0". So they have small defense and a small offense and big defense. Their offense are much faster, so they're wearing out the Michigan defense. However, their defensemen are like a brick wall and are enormous, so they're wearing out the Michigan offense. It's just both sides are just outplaying Michigan lately, and I think it's due to the fact that both Michigan's offense and defense are getting just absolutely exhausted dealing with either the incredibly quick forwards or the huge defensemen. It's becoming a real problem, and you can see them starting to get aggravated and losing the mental battle as well.
Definitely great points there, Zach. And like you said, at the beginning, the Mavericks were just kind of trying to dump it into Michigan's zone, not pressing too high, not being too aggressive. But after that first goal for the Wolverines, the game plan really changed for the Mavericks, and they really stepped it up, and it worked well for them. A couple mistakes from Michigan in their defensive zone, and the Mavericks were able to capitalize with some great goals, some great chemistry between the players that we saw. And as we go into this third period, Michigan is going to have to come out of the gate aggressive, very aggressive, and wanting to score a goal, knowing they need to. This is the season opener for the Wolverines, and being 7th ranked in the nation, you do not want to be losing to an unranked team going into the 3rd period.
Absolutely not. And like we've talked about, Michigan is clearly getting frustrated. They're committing dumb penalties, including 2 on TJ Hughes. You have got to tighten it up. Minnesota State is not as good as Michigan. That's just the fact. I mean, it's why Michigan is 7th ranked in the country. However, they're being completely outplayed because they're working as a team and remaining confident and not losing any of the mental battles. Even when they were down by a goal, they weren't out of it. Michigan is starting to drift away from the game here, and they got to tighten it up to get back into this game, both physically and mentally. And they're getting more opportunities. Michigan has had so many open net chances, even in the 2nd period as well. However, they just got to tighten up and capitalize on it. They're getting so frantic and worried about all the ones they've lost that they're not capitalizing on what's in front of them. So they got to lock in, pretend it's a 0-0 game, and try and get this tied up in the last frame.
Very well said, Zach. And with that, we are going to take a short break here, as we will be back shortly with the start of this 3rd period, as the Wolverines are going to try and get back into this game, losing currently to the Minnesota State Mavericks 2-1 at home in their season opener. This is Jonas Tomkin alongside me, Zach Warshaw. We'll be back soon with 3rd period coverage. Sounds good. are back on WCBN Sports here live from Yost Ice Arena in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Michigan Wolverines currently losing to the Minnesota State Mavericks 2-1 as we head into this third period. If you're just joining us, it's me, Jonas Tomkin, alongside me, Zach Warshaw, bringing you live coverage of the Michigan Wolverines ice hockey. And not quite what the Wolverines would have expected and want so far from this game, losing to an unranked opponent outside the Big Ten to open up the season right now as we head into this third period. Zach, what's been missing from Michigan?
So, first of all, as we talked about, Minnesota State is unranked. However, they are historically a very good team. Nothing to underestimate. That being said, maybe Michigan has underestimated them a little bit because they're losing in every facet of the game. Just to recap what we've talked about before. Minnesota State is using fast offensive guys and huge defensive guys to just absolutely wear out Michigan completely, and it's clearly starting to take a toll on the Michigan players. They look like they are exhausted out there, and they're losing the mental battles. They need to get it together, not treat it as a 0-0 game, and try to get the momentum back coming into this third period and get this game tied up again. If they come out and Minnesota State still has all the momentum, they're going to start to run away with this here in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, here come the Wolverines onto the ice after having a quick team meeting during this intermission between the second and third period. Minnesota State Mavericks also making their way onto the ice and onto the bench here. But like you said, Minnesota State really has done a good job. And obviously Minnesota, a state known for its hockey players, a lot of Michigan's players coming from Minnesota here. So like you said, never good to underestimate a Minnesota team, even if they are unranked and not in the Big Ten. But Minnesota State has done a great job so far of upsetting these Wolverines. And if you're in their position, do you come out aggressive in this third period, or do you just try to defend and try to not let Michigan score?
That's a tough one. I think Minnesota State's got to come out aggressive here because, as we saw in that entire second period, that's working for them. At first, the defensive scheme was keeping it an even game and tied up, but when they play offensively, they can run away with it. And since they have the momentum right now, if I'm Minnesota State, I do come out continuing to be aggressive to see if I can try and extend the lead a little bit.
Yeah, Minnesota State's going to win the opening faceoff, and it's going to end up behind Michigan's net. Grohl and Edwards are going to fight for the puck. It's going to end up with Minnesota State in Isley. The puck still in Michigan's defensive zone. Here's Shifsky. He's going to take it into the neutral zone along this left wing. He's fighting with Kroll, does a good job of keeping the puck, but it's going to end up with Mason Wheeler, who's going to play the puck up into Michigan's defensive zone. Lovell's going to get absolutely leveled here along this right board, and it's going to be a whistle from the referees. No penalty here, just a stoppage of play, it looks like.
It looked like they thought when he fired that in, it was just a tiny bit behind the center ice circle, so they're going to call that icing. Very close play, though. They could have called it.
Got it. Thank you, Zach. It's going to be a face-off here in Michigan's defensive zone. It's Edwards and Benincasa, excuse me. Halem's going to end up with the puck for Michigan. He's going to play it out to the right wing. Werner trying to get on that, unable to.
Michigan's come out of this intermission very aggressive, but smart aggressive. They're not being...
And as you say that, Pitlick's going to intercept it. He has the one-on-one, and he's going to score against Stein. As Zach was talking about Michigan's smart play, they're going to give up an easy pass. Pitlick's going to take it right in the neutral zone, took it right to the goalie, Logan Stein, and had a one-on-one, and he just wristed that past him to make it a 2-goal lead here for the Minnesota State Mavericks. And just as it was looking up for Michigan at the start of this period, it's 3-1 Minnesota State.
Yeah, it's the second time I've jinxed them. I got to stop talking. But no, just complete tunnel vision there by the Michigan defense. A cross ice pass in your own zone, something you really want to avoid at any point if you can. And you had Minnesota State player right there to steal the puck, and then he basically had a police escort right to the net. So horrible play by Michigan there, but you got to have a short mind of a goldfish, and just recover and try to get back in this.
Yeah, Whitelaw's going to have a good shot there, but a good save there from Tracy. Michigan's going to have the puck in their own defensive zone, but another bad pass, unable to get it out of their own defensive zone. Haiti plays it into the neutral zone, but Carabas is going to do a good job fighting off Fantilli, trying to keep that puck. It's going to be a battle for the puck behind Michigan's net. Page is going to end up with it, trying to play it up to Estapa. Estapa unable to keep the puck, but Whitelaw doing a good job of keeping that press, and Michigan playing aggressive like they have to, but yeah, a quick goal here for the Minnesota State Mavericks has really changed this game, and is not what anyone in this stadium might probably expected. Excuse me.
Absolutely not. And now if you're Michigan, you're not in panic mode just yet. You got 18 minutes left. However, this is the third period and you're down by 2. You got to continue to be aggressive, but you can't commit stupid penalties. You got to just keep your mind in the game, try to get offensive chances and capitalize on them. Make this at least a 1-goal game in the next couple of minutes here.
Estapa's going to take a shot close to the point, going to go wide left. It's going to end up with Duke here in Michigan in the neutral zone. He's going to misplay his pass. A big hit from Draper on Kranick along this right side. Michigan's going to take it up the ice. Edwards, Estapa, excuse me, but Mavericks are going to keep the puck here in Michigan's defensive zone. Here's Stedner, who plays it to Hillman, unable to get the shot off, and it's going to end up with Ernisi here in Michigan. He's going to take it into the neutral zone, trying to take it into Minnesota's defensive zone, but unable to. And puck's going to stay with Minnesota.
Jonas, Michigan just looks tired out here. Their guys look like they're kind of skating in quicksand. Minnesota State seems to not have lost a step. Their guys look tired. They're out of this game. They got to find a way to get back into it, or else this game's going to already be over.
Here's Lovell taking the ball into the neutral zone. He's going to pass it to LaPointe along this right wing, but puck's going to end up back with Minnesota State. Here's Wilson trying to take it along this left wing. Does a good job of staying away from LaPointe, tries to play the shot, unable to get it on target. Here's Wilson again. He finds Ashton, who's going to take the shot and scores! It's going to fly by the right side of Logan Stein, and a great shot there from Ashton, the defender, who shot on his left side and just put it by Stein's near post, excuse me. And another goal here for the Mavericks to make it a 3-goal lead with just over 3 minutes gone in this third period.
Absolutely. As you said, amazing post and in shot by Luke Ashton, the Columbus draft pick. Just Michigan's defense looks outplayed. They look lost out there. Minnesota State was able to thread the needle between 2 guys right to Ashton, who was just waiting at the left top of the circle and fired it in there. They just look like they're defeated at this point and can't get back in.
Unbelievable scenes here at Yost Arena as Minnesota State is just putting on a show here against the Wolverines. And puck's going to end up along this left wing. Stedner trying to dive for it, unable to, and it's going to be icing as Michigan's going to definitely need this stoppage of play to recalibrate themselves, regroup themselves after a rough start to this third period.
I do want to point out, though, we keep talking about how Michigan's ranked, Minnesota State's unranked. Minnesota State does not lack talent. The goal scorer right there, Luke Ashton, who has been drafted by Columbus, he's 6'6", 240 out of the BCHL. He's an NHL draft pick. He was 7th round, 165th overall. It's late, but he's still a draft pick. They have talent. They're just not ranked. You cannot underestimate them, as Michigan seems to have in this game.
And the puck is going to end up here in the neutral zone for Michigan. Duke's going to try and play it up and is unable to find anyone. And it's going to be another stoppage of play here and another face-off here as switch players on the ice. It's going to be a face-off in the center of the ice here. It's going to be Draper and Moravec. Michigan's going to end up with the puck in their defensive zone. And Estapa's going to trip up by himself, and it's going to end up in Michigan's zone here with Lovell.
We've seen an abundance of Michigan players just absolutely trip tonight. I don't know if they need a new skate sharpener in the locker room, but whether their blades are dull or just nerves, they're falling all over the place.
Yeah, Michigan not looking too strong at the moment. They need a jolt of energy, something to get their adrenaline up, something to get them going in this third period as they face a 3-goal deficit here with just over 15 minutes to go.
Here's something I will bring up that gives Minnesota State an advantage. As we touched on, Michigan had a lot of guys go to the NHL, however they brought in a lot more talent. That being said, that talent is young. They're like freshmen, sophomores. Everyone on Minnesota State's top 3 lines is either a junior or senior, so they've played with each other for years. They're visibly a much better team at the root of the word and just can absolutely predict what the other guy's going to do, where Michigan still might have a short feeling out period trying to get to know each other to some degree.
Here's Minnesota State, who has the puck in their own defensive zone, but Michigan's going to take it back. Never mind. Here comes Minnesota State along this left wing with Wilson. He's going to cut inside at the point, but Michigan's going to take it away. Here comes Edwards up the ice, plays it to Hage along this right wing. He's going to cut back and try and stay with the puck. It's going to be a fight along the boards. It's going to end up with Isley and the Mavericks. Here comes Grohl along this left wing. He's going to take it behind the net, get pushed up against the boards by Haiti, and Edwards is going to end up back with the puck, but he's going to play it to Benincasa of the Mavericks, who plays it to Pitlick. Finds Psychos. It's going to come back to Bolson, who cuts inside and had a shot close to Michigan crease, but it's going to end up going over the boards and a face-off. Going to be a face-off here. Stop the play.
As we saw there, they didn't capitalize on that opportunity. However, Minnesota State's offense is just dancing around Michigan's defenders in their own zone. They're getting plenty of shots. They can really take their selection of whatever shot they want. Because Michigan's guys just look like stones out there. They are not like working as a team, and they look completely defeated.
Here's Benincasa trying to win the faceoff, but it's going to end up with Duke and Fantilli. But Bolson had a shot close to Michigan's crease, but here comes Moldenhauer along this left wing, and it's going to end up behind Minnesota State's net. And here comes Fantilli. He's going to have the puck behind his own net. He's going to try and find LaPointe, unable to. And the puck's going to be in the neutral zone here with Humphreys. Finds Moldenhauer. And here comes Bergmanis. Finds Pitlick along this left wing, who's going to dump it into the zone. Stedner trying to find the puck, plays it back to Olsen, close to the point. It's going to come back behind Michigan's net. Here's Truscott, finds Hughes in the middle, who takes it into the neutral zone. He's going to play it up, trying to find Werner. Werner's going to end up with the puck. He plays it out to Lovell. He's going to play it to Truscott. Truscott with the slap shot. It's going to go off the boards. Stay with Michigan around this net here. Back to Truscott at the point here for the Wolverines. Some nice possession here in the Mavericks defensive zone. It's going to be on Lovell here on this left wing to Truscott, who tries to take the slap shot, and it's almost deflected in by Werner, but unable to get clean contact, and it's going to come back into the neutral zone. Here's Truscott, takes it into the Mavericks defensive zone. The shot is a good save from Tracy using his right shin pad. Michigan being aggressive, keeping the puck in Minnesota's defensive zone, but here come the Mavericks. Carabas is going to block off a hit nicely by Edwards, and Kranick's going to give Haiti a big one along these right boards. Very aggressive here from both teams, and after a very aggressive play there, it's going to end up in Alex Tracy's mitt, and it's going to be a stoppage play.
Great offensive revival by Michigan here with just over 12 minutes remaining. They want any shot of making this a game in the last 10 minutes. They got to get a goal here, and they're trying their hardest. They're emptying the tank here, trying to get a goal. However, Alex Tracy, as we've mentioned, is just absolutely electric for Minnesota State, and they can't seem to get anything past him. Seems to be some jawing going on in the faceoff, so we're going to the hold of this.
And here is Michigan and Ernisi here behind the net. And it's going to end up in Minnesota's crease, but no one able to get on the other end of it. Here's Duke behind Minnesota's net. He's going to play it out to Romoulin, who plays it out to Ernisi, trying to get it in towards the Minnesota's net, unable to. Just under 12 minutes to go in this third period. And Michigan trying to keep the puck in Minnesota's defensive zone, unable to. Here's Ashton. He's going to try and play possession here as Minnesota's going to try and slow it down slightly as the shot, the long slap shot there from Murr is going to hit the boards, and Duke's going to end up with the puck. But here's Pitlick fighting with him for it behind Michigan's net along the right wing. Pitlick's going to end up on the ground, a fight for the puck. Duke keeping him down. Very aggressive play from both teams. Here's Bolson behind Michigan's net with the puck. He's going to play it out to Murr, to Berkmanis along this left wing. He's going to find Pitlick right behind Michigan's goal, but Romoulin is going to try and take it away, but it's going to end up back with Halem, and Michigan still in their defensive zone. Here's Duke. He's going to take it from behind his own net along this right wing, trying to find Hage, unable to. And Minnesota's going to end up back with the puck. Here's Stedner, who just dumps it into Michigan's zone. Truscott on the puck is going to get absolutely leveled against the right wing boards.
It looks like Minnesota State is doing the hockey equivalent here of just running the ball. They're trying to drain as much clock as possible. They've taken their foot off the gas in terms of offensive attack. They're just playing a more defensive game, dumping it in, and like just getting it deep as many opportunities as they can to try and drain this clock and start off the season with a ranked victory.
No better way to start off Minnesota State's season. 2-game series here in Ann Arbor, another game tomorrow night. Minnesota State starting to run away with this one. It's going to end up behind Michigan's net here, just under 10 minutes to go here in this third period, in this last period. And Carabas and Minnesota State just trying to keep the puck out of their own defensive zone at this point. Here's Carabas. Along the point, he takes the shot. It's going to get deflected away by Stein. It's going to end up back in the neutral zone and with Minnesota State, excuse me. Carabas is going to try and get that puck, but it's going to end up with Fantilli in his own defensive zone. Werner's going to play it in the middle towards Edwards, trying to find Werner again, unable to, and it's going to be an icing call here against Michigan.
Yeah, one thing's for sure, the boys from Mankato came to play. They're looking to make a statement here. They got this 2-game set against Michigan this weekend. Then they're back in Mankato against Merrimack College, which should be easy, no offense. Then they got to go straight and play North Dakota. So they're trying to prove themselves to open up the season. They clearly have a chip on their shoulder being left out of the rankings. They're trying to prove to the voters that this was a mistake. They should be ranked. And just watching them, they look like they should be a ranked team. They're playing better on all sides of the game.
And it's going to be Minnesota with the puck in behind Michigan's net. It's Edwards. It's going to end up with Fantilli. He's going to push it into the neutral zone for Michigan along this right wing. He's going to dump it into Minnesota's zone. Werner trying to get to it, unable to. Hillman, excuse me. And Edwards is going to end up back with the puck in the neutral zone. Does a good job taking it away from Isley. And here's Halem in the middle, and he's going to play it to Shifsky, who takes the shot. It's going to get deflected. Shifsky's going to play it back across the ice in front of goal. No one there to shoot it, though. Here's Duke. at the point. He's going to take a wrister. It's going to get deflected away. It's going to come back to Haiti, back to Duke, just outside the neutral zone. Shifty's going to deflect Duke's shot down. Just 8 minutes to go here in this third period, and it's starting to become crunch time for Michigan. Here's Grohl taking it up the ice. He's got a shot opportunity and a good save from Stein as Grohl tried to put it past his near post, unable to. Here's Pitlick still on the puck. Minnesota State staying aggressive here. Bolson trapping the puck in this right wing corner of Michigan's defensive zone. And Haiti and Hughes are going to try and get the puck for Michigan. And it's going to get played up into the neutral zone. Here's Wheeler on the puck for Minnesota State. He's going to play it up, but it's going to end up with Lovell in Michigan, who's going to play it to Estrapa in the middle of in the neutral zone. Draper is going to, Estrapa's got a shot and a good save there from Tracy. Puck still in Minnesota's defensive zone. And they're going to try and get it out as Lovell's going to take the slap shot from the point, but deflected wide. Here's Truscott trying to find Estrapa. Moravec in there as well. Here's Lovell along this right side. He's going to cut inside, takes the shot. It's going to go wide left. Back to Truscott along this left wing. It's going to go behind the net. Here's Draper. And Ernisi here behind Michigan's net, behind Minnesota's net, excuse me. Here's Truscott, finds Draper, who's unable to get the backhand past the goalie Alex Tracy. A great opportunity there for the Wolverines as Truscott is going to lose the puck there along the left wing.
Great opportunity there on the backhand. Was trying to just shove it 5-hole, but that opportunity closed up very quickly.
And it's going to be an icing call here against Minnesota.
Here's Michigan's issue now. So they have 30 shots on goal. That's a very impressive number. However, as the legendary analyst Tyson Nash would say, they're just a bunch of muffins in the pillows. Minnesota State shots are these absolute snipes that are going post and in, hitting the corners. Michigan is just throwing a biscuit on net and hoping that it somehow trickles in. You gotta be a little more fancy. You gotta be a little more articulate and just aim for the most part. You're not going to win off of brute force per se. You need to try and get an opportunity that isn't just throwing it into the chest of the goalie and hoping it just completely defies the laws of physics and goes through. You got to make a better opportunity for yourself.
Yeah, we're going to have a quick timeout here from Minnesota State. Michigan's going to come back from the timeout here. They're going to have to end up not winning the faceoff. Bergmanis is going to take a big hit along this right side. Edwards is going to give one back to Kranick. Fight for the puck here, but Michigan's going to end up with it. They're going to take it into the neutral zone. A nice pass out to Whitelaw, who's going to dump it into the zone, trying to find Moldenhauer, unable to. Puck's going to end up behind Minnesota's net. Here's Fantilli in the neutral zone trying to take it off Kranik. Does a good job of Whitelaw's going to come in and help him out, and Michigan's going to have the puck back behind their own net. Just under 5 minutes, 30 seconds to go in this third period. Here's Fantilli. He's going to play the puck into the neutral zone. It's going to end up with Minnesota and Ashton. He's going to play it out to Grohl. Grohl trying to get the puck, control the puck, unable to. It's going to end up with Werner in Michigan, who's going to take it up the ice. He's going to play it to Hage. Hage cuts inside, finds Shifsky and scores! A beautiful goal from the Wolverines as Michael Hage, plays it across the ice and finds Garrett Shifsky, who while on the move just wristed that shot in, and that's going to cut the deficit to 2 goals here for Michigan.
If you're Michigan, that's exactly what you're looking for with 5 minutes remaining. You're keeping yourself in this game. In a period where you've looked completely outplayed, putting together a good opportunity, sending it across ice for Shifsky to just absolutely nail it into the back of the net on a one-timer, that's what you need. Hopefully they can capitalize on that momentum and put another one up here pretty quick in the next couple of minutes, and then maybe pull the goalie and get a tie score.
Just under 5 minutes to go here in this third period. It's going to be a fight for the puck along in this left corner. It's Draper. Estapa is going to play it to Truscott, who's going to take the shot, but unable to find anything. It's going to come back to Estapa, who takes the wrist shot, unable to get it through the Minnesota defenders. Here's Ernisi in the middle, who takes a shot. It's almost deflected in by Estapa, but a good job by Tracy, to deflect that away, and it's going to end up back in Michigan's defensive zone and being an icing call.
What a momentum change over the past couple minutes. It's almost like the entire ice has flipped. Michigan now has this complete revival. They're getting shots on goal. They're trying to tie this game up with 4 minutes left. They got 2 to go, but they're looking like they're trying to do it. I mean, complete change of pace here.
It's going to be a face-off here for Hughes and Benincasa. 4 minutes, 21 seconds to go in this third period. Here's Halem, takes the shot. It's going to get deflected wide. And Shifsky is almost going to curl that around. Another shot from Halem is going to go wide left. The puck is in the crease, and a good job from Tracy blocking all of those shots. But Michigan piling on the pressure right now and are looking good, but still a 2-goal deficit for the Wolverines.
And they've completely just come alive here. I mean, they are putting everything on net and trying to just completely overwhelm Alex Tracy. They need to get a little more separation from the Minnesota State defenders, but they are trying their absolute best, and they clearly are controlling the momentum here.
Yeah, and we're going to have another timeout here on the ice. And that's going to be another goal for the Minnesota State Mavericks. Sorry that you just lost us for a second, folks. We had a few technical difficulties. But another goal from Minnesota State here, and that's going to make it give them back their 3-goal lead and put any hopes that Michigan was going to get back into this game out of commission, wouldn't you say, Zach?
Yeah, that's unfortunately going to be the nail in the coffin as you see the student section start to empty out a little bit. Michigan's made a pretty good effort to get back in this game right there at the end. However, Minnesota State still just prevailed and was able to put another one in the back of the net, essentially sealing this one for the Mavericks.
Yeah, with just under 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go in this third period, the Wolverines are not looking too hopeful today in their season opener, and Minnesota State has really showed out. Here's Benincasa in the neutral zone. It's going to end up with Stein here. Duke's going to take it behind Michigan's net. Going to take it towards the neutral zone. He's going to play it out to Edwards. Edwards just trying to dump it into the zone, trying to find Draper. It's going to end up back with Minnesota State, but Hady's going to control it in the neutral zone and dump it back into Minnesota zone. But here come Minnesota State and Benincasa, who's got the puck in the neutral zone, finds Wheeler on the left wing. He's going to try and get around. Hady mistimes the hit, and it's going to end up with Michigan and Fanili, but Benincasa does a good job to seal that, and it's going to end up with Pitlick behind Michigan's net. But he's going to play it back, and it's going to end up with Ashton here in the defensive zone for the Minnesota State Mavericks. Puck's going to come back to Michigan, and a missed pass there from Stein, but he makes up for it with a great save there. And here comes Humphreys in the neutral zone. There's going to be a whistle here. Stein tried to pass it to one of his defenders, but just gave it right to the Minnesota State attacker, but makes a great diving save there.
Yeah, just whiffed on the puck and gave it right to Jacob Stender of Minnesota State. Not sure how he didn't put that in the back there. He's at a wide open net. Stein made an absolute incredible effort to recover and just dove and was able to get a piece of it with the stick. But just again, that kind of sums up Michigan's play tonight. Just a misplay that you got to be able to work on. You can't be doing that type of mistakes. Like, Minnesota State's a good team, but if you want to be ready for Big Ten play and put up a fight here, you got to be able to tighten these mistakes up.
Not the most promising start here for the Wolverines to open up their 2024-2025 season. Down 3 goals against the Minnesota State Mavericks in a game they expected to be winning, most likely. And with just 1 minute to go here in this third period, Minnesota State's going to have the puck in their own defensive half, and it's going to be, looks like they're on a power play as well. Looks like there was a penalty against Michigan, so really no chances anymore here for Michigan, as this last 40 seconds is going to be at a disadvantage. It's going to be played across the ice by Carabas, and Isley almost putting that in the back of the net.
Minnesota State wants to make a statement here. They want to put up 6 on Michigan.
Yeah, they do not feel like showing any mercy right now as Carabas tries to take it towards the hash marks. It's unable to. Just under 20 seconds to go. Here's Power taking it along the left wing. It's going to come back to Ashton at the point. He wanted the slap shot, couldn't quite get it off. 10 seconds to go in this third period. And looks like that is going to do it for us, folks. Here from Yost Arena in Ann Arbor, Michigan, the Minnesota State Mavericks with a huge upset against the Michigan Wolverines to open up both their seasons' play. A 5-2 win here for the Minnesota Mavericks. No scoring in the first period, and then Michigan opened up the scoring in the second period with a quick power play goal in the first minute. But Minnesota came right back, scoring 2 goals in quick succession, and then they kind of started to run away with it, didn't they, Zach?
Absolutely. And this is the first game of the season. We're not going to get too crazy. However, that's always the problem with beginning of the year rankings. Michigan at number 7 and Minnesota State unranked. On paper, Michigan has an incredible roster. Obviously, they have a lot of talent. However, they're all young guys who tonight you saw make young guy mistakes. If you're Coach Naranjo, you got to be able to get that together, because Minnesota State, while unranked, was clearly the better team tonight. They played as a team and capitalized on their opportunities, while Michigan made rookie mistakes. They missed opportunities, made bad passes. They just weren't on the same page with each other. So you got to be able to tighten that up throughout the rest of the season, or else you might get a little embarrassed by some of these other teams who are ranked and have played as a team for a while. You have the talent, you just got to get the chemistry.
And with that, gonna conclude our coverage here of Michigan ice hockey. The Wolverines with not too promising of a start to the season, but game 2 of this 2-game series is tomorrow night. We'll be back. You can tune in on WCBN Sports on YouTube tomorrow night. A couple different announcers on the call, but it is always a pleasure. Zach, thank you for being here. And how overall